Right. So today we're diving into something pretty heavy, actually.
Yeah.
The story of Ariana Fitz.
It's a tough,
2 years old when she disappeared,
tragic.
and her mom, Nicole,
Right.
found murdered.
Yeah. And we're looking at, we've got this video plea from
Dr. Kelly.
Dr. Kelly, yeah, a criminal justice expert. And
She really brings up some good points about how these cases
don't get enough attention.
yeah, and how especially
when it's
Black women and children.
Yeah, it's a big issue.
so yeah, we're gonna go into this whole story. Ariana Fitz, 2 years old, disappears in April 2016 in San Francisco.
Yeah, and like right from the start,
Yeah.
Dr. Kelly kind of frames it as, you know, this bigger.
Yeah, this isn't just some isolated incident.
Right, exactly.
This is like a pattern.
Like there's something bigger going on here.
Yeah.
And that's what's so striking about the video, I think.
So Ariana disappears in 2016, April 2016, in San Francisco.
Right.
A few days later, they find her mother, Nicole,
In McLaren Park.
murdered.
Yeah.
And what Dr. Kelly really focuses on is how dedicated of a mother Nicole was.
Yes, absolutely.
She was not neglecting her daughter.
No.
She was working hard to provide for her.
Working hard.
And that actually brings up another point that Dr. Kelly makes,
Oh, yeah. Tell me.
which is that, Nicole was working, so there's a chance that Ariana was being cared for by a network of people,
Yeah,
which could actually tie into.
Could be related to the crime itself, potentially.
Yeah.
It makes you think, like, who had access to Ariana, right?
Dr. Kelly mentions that there are a few people who are considered persons of interest.
Including a babysitter.
Yeah, which is, kind of a scary thought, right? Like, you trust these people to care for your child.
Absolutely. And you hope that, they're looking out for their best interests.
Yeah, so the fact that there are persons of interest within that network of caregivers is a little unsettling.
Very unsettling. And it's been years,
Years, and no charges have been filed.
No.
And that's what's so frustrating.
And Dr. Kelly really brings that point home, that a lot of these cases, they
go cold.
They go cold when
Right.
it's Black women and children.
Black women and children.
It's like their cases don't matter as much,
And it's crazy because Black women and children make up
A huge percentage
40%
of missing persons cases.
and yet they get so little attention.
Way less
Way less attention than
than white women, white children.
it's a huge disparity.
Absolutely a disparity. And Dr. Kelly even talks about,
Yeah, what was it? The media?
like how the media
Bias.
plays a huge role.
Yeah.
Because these stories don't get the same kind of coverage.
Like, it makes you wonder, what stories are we even being exposed to?
Exactly.
And what are we missing? I remember
Yeah.
hearing about this study
Oh, yeah. Tell me.
that found that missing white women and girls
Yeah.
get way more
coverage.
news coverage
Yes.
than their Black counterparts.
Exactly.
And that's a problem.
That's a big problem.
It's a huge problem.
It's a reflection, honestly, of just these larger societal
Biases.
Exactly. And what Dr. Kelly's doing with her work is like
Call to action.
it's a call to action.
Like, we got to do better.
Yeah, we got to demand better
Better media representation, better allocation of resources.
and a more equitable system,
Like a system that actually prioritizes justice.
for everyone, regardless of their race.
Everyone.
Yes, exactly.
And I think what's so important about Dr. Kelly's message
What is it?
is that it's not just about awareness, it's about taking action.
Absolutely.
She's like, everyone, share Ariana's story.
Yes, spread the word.
Because even the smallest tip could be the thing that cracks this case wide open.
You never know who might have that missing piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. And it's so easy to get lost in the numbers, like 40% of missing persons cases, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it's so important to remember that these are real people.
That's what I keep thinking about.
With real family.
Real family.
Whose lives have been shattered.
Yeah, I mean, it's heavy stuff, this deep dive.
It's a heavy topic, for sure. But it's so important that we talk about it.
Absolutely.
What are some questions that you still have?
Oh, I'm still wondering about the specifics of the investigation, Like what have they been doing all these years?
Right.
And what kind of roadblocks have they hit?
Yeah.
And And also, like, what can we do, even in our own small ways, to push for change and demand justice for these families,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, so much to think about.
A lot to think about.
It's
a heavy one.
It's a heavy, deep dive.
Definitely.
But an important one.
An important one.
All right, thanks for joining us
Thanks for having me.
for this deep dive
Yeah.
into the case of Ariana Fitz and her mother, Nicole.
Let's hope that someday we get some answers.
Yes, absolutely.
For those families.
All right. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.